Fewer Americans remember the attack on Pearl Harbor. Now, more than 7 decades later, there are even fewer survivors alive to recount it. New tonight, one West Michigan couple relives that day, sharing their story of survival and how in some ways that tragic event brought them together years later. Jake and Harriett Diehm remember the attack on Pearl Harbor for many reasons.
An event you don't forget.
They remember the explosions and the fear.
I know I was so scared when I got those casualties. I got up in there and I think it was probably 4 Marines all had been wounded. And I did what I could for them.
They each have different memories of that day 74 years ago. Jake was stationed on Midway Island after passing through Pearl Harbor a month before the attack. Shortly after, Harriet enlisted as a nurse in the Navy after several of her brothers were called up.
The Red Cross were recruiting nurses like mad. They were in the hospitals getting everybody signed up they could.
We were all scared, but that's all, You just did what you had to do. And that's just the way it was. I can just remember that day pretty vividly, all right?
20 years old.
Perhaps one reason they remember that day, the tragic event is what eventually brought them together. Both ended up in the medical field in the Navy, stationed at the same base.
And I just don't think it's feasible to try to make them understand how bad it was. But I think historical-wise, they should know what it is. And I think they should be taught that in school.
This country is worth fighting for.
Yes, it is.
A very sweet couple. We do have a photo gallery showing some of the dramatic images from that day 74 years ago. And you can click through all of them right now on WWII.com.